Yeah, this 49ers defense is definitely, I would say, the best in Shanahan's tenure as head coach. I know 2019 the defense was excellent as well, but you just look at every layer of this defense. You look at the defensive line, you got all pro talent. You look at the linebackers. Dre Greenlaw has really stepped his game up. We know what to expect from Fred. You look at the secondary, John Lynch bringing over Mooney Ward. I think that was incredible, incredible signing, especially with the injuries we've had to Mosley and Jason Verrett. You look at the safety position. I mean, Tayshaun Gibson, he wasn't even on a team in preseason, or he may have been on a team, but he may have been on like the practice squad or something. But incredible pickup. I think he's had 5 interceptions this season. Tayshaun Gibson, I think that's the most he's had in the last like 3 years. So, hey, Tayshaun Gibson has been playing very well. And when I think of the defense, of course, you think of the stars, but also you look at the depth of this defense. You look at a guy like Jordan Willis, the playoff hero last year in Green Bay. He had a strip sack fumble in this game, and I think he also had a sack in the previous game as well. So it's just multiple guys that can continue to bring pressure along that defensive line. Really helps out the secondary, and I think this defensive line is playing its best football. I know last week against the Raiders, they really put it to us, but I think we do struggle a little bit versus the mobile quarterbacks. And I thought Jarrett Stidham last week, I thought he was a statue. I thought, he couldn't be mobile at all. And he was quite the opposite. And he definitely gave us some issues. But, credit to the Raiders. They're professionals. They played their hearts out. Credit to them. But I'm glad we were able to pull that game out. But I think we do have the best defense going into the playoffs, and I think it's going to cause fits for opposing offenses for sure.
No doubt about it. Yeah, the D looks very good. Kelts was asking, besides attacking the secondary deep and the unknown of Brock, what are your guys' biggest concerns in the playoffs?
I would
And what?
say, I love how our offensive line played this year. Going the previous year, we had, a Pro Bowl caliber Iron Man left guard and Lincoln Tomlinson. He left in free agency, took the bag. Yeah, I wish him well. I don't blame him for, taking a bigger contract to be with the New York Jets. Alex Mack was our center last year. And this year, there was a lot of uncertainty, especially in the interior of our offensive line. Banks didn't play any snaps last year. Jake Brendel wasn't a starter. He was basically a backup his entire career. And then we got this guy, Burford, who we drafted this year, rookie, and you got the triple Bs, starting in the interior of the offensive line. I think there was a lot of uncertainty there, but I think they played pretty well as a unit. I think they got better every game, and it's definitely good to see. But I think the interior of the offensive line, when we play against the upper echelon defensive linemen, like we saw what JJ Watt did yesterday, right? I think when we play against those type of guys in pass blocking situations, I think our offensive linemen leave a little bit to be desired. But I think that's expected, right? I mean, you have guys with limited experience going up against, like a Fletcher Cox or something like that. Like, like who do you think is going to really win that matchup? And I think it's going to be up to Shanahan. It's going to be very imperative for Shanahan to scheme. He's got the scheme. Whenever we play against Aaron Donald, he usually doesn't have a big game against us, right? It's because of the scheme. It's because we love to run the ball, or having a mobile quarterback will help with that interior pass rush. So I think that's the biggest concern is the interior pass blocking of our guys. And I'm trying to think of anything else. I guess Demo Lenore, Demo Lenore, he's young. I think sometimes he gets a little handsy. Sometimes he gets some defensive pass interference penalties. And I think those would be my two biggest concerns: interior offensive line, and then also Demo Lenore playing that outside corner.
Yeah, I mean, I like Banks. I like Burford. Yeah, Brendel scares me a little bit, especially in the run game. But like you said, I mean, we haven't really seen, you know, I, I mean, I'm glad Vita Vea didn't play against us for the
Yeah,
Bucks, but it would have been good to see what somebody like that would do to our interior offensive line, because it's not just Fletcher Cox on the Eagles, man. It's Jordan Davis
yeah,
and Javon Hargrave. So they got three monsters there in the middle. So and
and they're
which
good
means
on the
either
edge
they're
too.
all three in there. Yeah, no, they got good guys on the edge too. Exactly. So the Eagles are a little bit because a lot of people are not afraid of the Eagles. They're saying they didn't beat anybody, but I don't know